The last thing we're going to be talking about today is Snowfall. Snowfall, season 5, episode 1, 2, and 3. I'm really loving the show so far. I watched 2 seasons last weekend. Wasn't able to watch that much during the week, but I'm completely caught up right now. And so, guys, this is going to be my Snowfall recap for season 5, episodes 1 through 3. You can catch this on FX or on Hulu. That comes out on every Thursday night, I believe, 10 p.m. CST. And so one of the reasons why I love this show and it resonates with me so much is because it is inspired on a true story taking place in the years of 1983 through 1986, primarily in Los Angeles, California, during the crack epidemic with Ronald Reagan in office. And as you know, like I said, this is inspired by a true story. It was originally created and written by John Singleton, but he passed away a few years ago. Rest in peace, my brother. But he is just knocking this out the park. One of the things that I really loved about the show initially is Franklin's dad name is Alton, and he was an ex-Panther. And he kind of fell off when the Panthers were attacked by the FBI and turned into a drunk and a hobo. And there was just a lot of friction between him and his wife, Sissy, in the show. One of the things I love so much was it showed this black man and this black woman get together and hold it down. And then also her helping Franklin out with his business. It was drugs, and then they're moving to real estate. And of course, guys, I'm going to be talking spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, I'm going to be talking spoilers. And so that was just a really beautiful thing to me. We've seen people in this show get hooked on the rock and then get cleaned up and show that, you can turn your life around like that. That has to do with Wanda. One of my favorite characters right now in the show is Jerome. I think he is a fan favorite from everybody. His relationship with his girl Louie kind of gets on my nerves sometimes because she's always fed up with stuff. But Jerome is one of my favorites. I also like Leon. I'm surprised he is still around in the show because in season 1 it seemed like he and Franklin were going to have a fallout, but they never did, and he's been holding it down, just staying loyal to the cause, and I love that. I really do. Again, you can check this out on FX. Here it is right here about the show. I mean, it's just fantastic. Like what I said, we're on season 5. And let me just go over to the cast and crew just to, we got Samson. I said Samson. Franklin, Teddy, Gustavo. There's Sissy. I mean, these are some of our, we also got Avi. And so ending in season 4, we did not know if Teddy or Reed Thompson was going to kill Alton for spilling the beans about the CIA. And Cece was able to talk them down, and they was able to escape to Cuba. And we thought all was good. But Teddy, Reed Thompson, showed up, and it was a cliffhanger. We did not know if he killed Alton or not. Now, we're in episode 3 right now, Snowfall season 5. I still do not think that Alton is dead. I don't think that Teddy killed him. I still think he's alive because there has not been a body. But starting off this season, I was getting a little wary because we're kind of getting introduced to new characters, and we don't necessarily know if we can trust them or not. I'm mainly talking about Veronique, Franklin's new mistress, his new girlfriend, his new wife-to-be, his new baby mama, the new mother of his child. She's coming through trying to help him with his real estate business. They're trying to clean up the money, but I just don't trust her. I just don't. I think that she is a plant. I think she's some government organization. I just don't think she's any good. They're not married yet. It's a year later from season 4. It's like a year later between seasons 4 and seasons 5. And she's trying to, she's pregnant now and baby. And Franklin don't trust her either because it's like, I might have to have your loyalty, but Franklin is doing well. He got private jets and private planes. Reed Thompson went away. He's doing business with this new guy named Grady. And I like Grady. He's much more fun than Reed, than Teddy, but he is a bit sloppy. He is. And we kind of got to keep that in check. And even in this first episode, Reed just pops up as this WAP power guy at his crib, trying to read his meters and stuff. And Grady is not stupid. He knows what, he can recognize game because he kind of works for the CIA as well. But I just don't really trust Veronique. And I was really feeling some type of way about this beginning of the season. It just did not feel the same. Now we're 3 episodes in. I've seen episodes 1 and 2 of season 5 twice, but I've only seen episode 3 one time. But through all the episodes, we have characters that are coming back that I like. Of course, you know, we got Leon, and we'll talk about him in a second. But one of the things that was going down in this first episode for season 5 is called Comets. And we know that Rob was one of the main characters in the first season. You know, if you watch the show, that goes all the way back. But he's tripping right now, man, because he's telling his friend Thad too much information. And he told Thad about the CI guy, and Thad, you know, he's tripping. They was having a party. That guy came over and tried to sniff his coat, and Thad was off the rocker. He was high, ended up shooting him in the chest, carrying around sawed-off shotguns and all that. And Franklin sees this and is like, look, man, I can't be having you killing people at random, then having the cops look at you, and you teamed up with one of my connects. That's just too close. We got to take care of this. I already know how much information you got in. You know, Franklin had to do what he had to do. Now, y'all let me know if you're caught up. Let me know if you're caught up in the chat. But a lot of people felt some type of way about Rob being taken out by Franklin. One, I think that Franklin should have did a better job of explaining to the rest of the team, the rest of the family, on why he had to take Rob out, because he's looking like a monster to all of his peers. We heard how Jerome responded when he found out Rob was gone, like, damn, nephew. We also in episode 2 found out how Leon took the news, like, damn, man, maybe he could have been clean. And I think Franklin should have explained that, because he could have been clean. He tried to clean him up, because one of the things Wanda she was out of there. She came back and she's clean now and staying at but Franklin's crib. I like that. And Rob is staying there too. So Franklin tried to help him out, tried to help him get cleaned up, even got him some cocaine, because he was on, even like, okay, I'm gonna get you some cocaine to level you out, but you gotta stay clean. I'm gonna take you to one of these fancy rehab spots, and you're just gonna stay there, man. But you out the game. I can't be having no smoker that's on the rocks as one of my main pipeline people. You know, you're gonna mess up the business. I got a baby coming. I need this to be I need this to be packed light, you know, and Rob was not able to do that, unfortunately. And so when he takes him out there, when he kills Thad, you know, he finds out that Rob is the one that told him about told Thad about the CIA guy. And then when they're out there trying to bury Thad, he starts smoking rock again right there in front of Franklin. So Franklin was like, bro, I just tried to get you cleaned up, and he takes him out. And the first time I saw that, I thought it was a bit unnecessary. But the second time I saw it, I was like, nah, this is fully justified right there. I did not want Rob to die, but I understand where Franklin is coming from. I just feel that he should have communicated that much better with the rest of the team. Now, episode 2, they kind of take it back. We see that it's 11 months earlier, and through just a couple of scenes, we see that Reeves' wife, Julia, is with another man in a boat, and his kid is there as well. And so I'm assuming that she is not letting him back into their life. And so maybe he has a hole to fill, a void, and he wants to come back. And his boss is named Havemeyer, and he re-hits up his contacts and is like, hey, I'm trying to see what's going on, and finds out that they're not making that much money, and there's something going on in Los Angeles. And he's trying to get back in the good graces to come back in. And so early on, I was like, why does Reed want to come back? He wasn't asked back, he volunteered, but you know, I guess he has, and Grady was able to pick that up. It was like, hey, your wife, she doesn't want to deal with you anymore. She's off effing some other guy. And Reed didn't like that, because he kind of rubbed it in his face earlier. Like, you know, when he killed him, like, hey, this is not because you insulted me. But he comes through and he tells Gustavo, he pops up at Franklin's crib and was like, hey, I'm gonna be coming back in. He doesn't want to offer the stuff. He doesn't want to offer him the $9,000 a key. He ends up taking Grady out. And I like Grady. Grady was sloppy, but I liked him. And just like Franklin and Gustavo said, he's just not as fun. You know, it's unfortunate, but you know, we cannot trust Teddy anymore. I liked him at one point in time, but he's just not a good person. It is okay. Snowfall, the best part is it has real black history of crack. Yeah, that's true. They could have kept that scene. Honestly, I'm sure it's triggered a lot of people. Yeah. I gotta watch the show. Yeah, you do, Shannon. It's really good. Yeah, this show is truly amazing. It is. It is. What season does Wanda get clean? I think I'm gonna start watching again. She gets clean in season 3 or 4. So yeah, check it out, guys. You know, episode 1, Franklin takes out Teddy. Well, no, he didn't. You know, Rob takes out Teddy, and then Franklin takes out Rob. Episode 2, not Franklin, but Teddy Reed takes out Grady, and that's just going to cause a lot of problems. And he kind of threatens Franklin. I'm like, wait a minute, now you know what's going on. But Franklin don't want that smoke. He like, okay, let's just do business. You know, we got to do what we got to do. Now, episode 3. I got to pull this up right here because I love this guy. He's such a phenomenal actor. Black dude from Los Angeles, California. Y'all know who I'm talking about. We first saw him in The Wood in 1999, aka Stacy. He was also in the Dope movie that came out in 2014. His name is DeAndre Bonds. DeAndre Bonds. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? This is what the gentleman looks like right here. Y'all know him. He is Scully in Snowfall. He is the head drug guy over Inglewood, California. And he is an unstable character, but I love him so much. Let me see if he's on the cast list on this. He's not. Let me try to pull up Scully Snowfall. But I love his character, man. He's a trip. And he can act pretty well. Y'all let me know if y'all agree with me or not. Yeah, I think so. Stacy still acting? Yeah, he'll always be Stacy. Sunset Park as well, behavior already. Tales from the Hood, Stacy. Yeah, this dude is a G right here. He comes back in season 3. And you know how at the end of season 4 is. He was about to take out Jerome and Louis in the hospital. But they was like, man, this game is cold. But we found a warm spot in that hospital. That's what Jerome and Louis was telling Stacy, you know, in this episode 3. And he does owe them. I mean, they do owe him. They do owe him big time. And they're trying to work it out. And Louis needs their price cut to 9 a key, but Reed is not honoring them. Now, I said this earlier in the week on Lamont's podcast. I was just saying that I really like how at the very beginning of episode 3, because let me take it back. In season 4, Jerome found out that Franklin was working for the CIA. And of course, he didn't like that. Leon knew, and Louis knew. And Louis knew for about a year. But she didn't tell Leon. So at the very beginning of this episode, we have Franklin spilling the beans to the whole team. We got D. Ray Davis there, Peaches, Rob would have been there, but he's there. Louis, Jerome, and Leon is there, and I think somebody else. And I like that he's like, look, Grady's out, Teddy is back, or Reed is back, but he don't want to be called Reed no more. We want to call him Teddy. And so this is what the deal is. I think that they should bring Scully into those meetings too, because his daughter's dead, his girl Khadijah is dead, and they do kind of owe him. I think that, you know, he would be much more understanding if a price can or not be cut. I just think that would be dope. And also, I love that we saw Louis and Franklin, not Louis and Franklin, but Louis and Jerome. They're living their best life. They got at least $10 million worth to their name. That's dope. I remember in like season 2, he was like, hey, since we've been moving this rock, I've made $225,000. I couldn't have done it without you, Louis. Here is 110. She still wasn't happy. And we're going to circle back to that. And now these two, they went from having 200,000 to now having over $10 million. Franklin's trying to get them to move the money over from Panama into the United States to invest in these properties. They're kind of skeptical on it. Again, Louis doesn't seem happy. But at the beginning of this season, we see them on horses. He bought the horses, He talking about, hey, reverse cowgirls and stuff. You gonna show it to me? I'm loving this Bonnie and Clyde relationship that they got going on. Even Avi said that himself, like, hey, I'm kind of jealous. You know, y'all have this great relationship between the both of you. Look at your boy Avi right here. He got people tied up. I like Avi. He got people tied up like it's a torch. He's talking about, hey, this is a Nazi over here. If he's not a Nazi, I'm gonna let him go. But Avi's a trip right here. I like Avi. Y'all let me know if y'all like Avi. It's a very, very nice cast we got right here. But he was even like telling Jerome and them, like, hey, I'm jealous. You know, y'all got this Bonnie and Clyde thing going on. He's selling them weapons. 15 mini Uzis, 8 AKs. They got this and that. They moving on up. I like that. And so that's just pretty dope. But I think that Scully should be brought into the fold in these meetings. Yes, he's unstable. You know, this dude worshiping priestess and samurai swords and, you know, the Old Testament. He got people hanging from whatever outside his little complex, his compound. It's crazy. He even chopping off ears in his set, you know? And so we're introduced to this dude named Mello, who is itching to take power from Scully. He's trying to pull a fast one. And I knew when he pulled them with guns on Louis and Jerome and them at the beginning of episode 3, I'm like, bro, you're not finna shoot them. You're just trying to flex and you are not doing a good job of edit at all. You seem whack as hell. And so that was just kind of funny to me right there. But they find out that he's running a fast one on him and being pulled Stacy into the game, and Stacy ends up taking him out. And I love that right there. I think that's dope as hell. And that I was just like, you know what? This is a new level of trust between not D-Ray, but Jerome, Louis, and Scully. Because they're the one that's talked him down in the hospital. And, you know, they have this relationship right here. So I really think they should bring him into the fold. Now, what was I about to say? Let me know how y'all are feeling about Louis, because she does seem like she's never happy. Now, she's getting into it with Franklin. I kind of see both sides. Now, I think that Franklin should allow Louis to talk to Teddy, to Reed. I mean, she did let Franklin try to handle it on his own. He was not able to bring it down. Louis is responsible. They are the ones that set it up in Louisiana. They are the ones that ran the business when Franklin was shot up at the end of season 3 and he was healing. So she knows what she's doing. So I am getting kind of frustrated that Franklin is not letting her talk. That is going to cause some friction. But at the same time, it is out of Franklin's control. And Louis is kind of getting on my nerve that she is never happy. It's like she wants to be in control of everything. And now I think that's just some insecurity between her because of the lifestyle that she used to live, where she was selling her body. And we found that out of like season 1 or season 2 when Claudia was trying to make her feel bad. But in the end, I think it was a mistake that Franklin threatened her. Like, I'm prepared to do anything if you guys want to stop this. And that's how the episode ended. And also just going back to Leon, I like that he has the whole projects on lock. I love his character. One of the dealers trying to steal from him and he beat his ass. Hey, you can't be stealing from your dealers. And I like the fact that he got the respect from the OGs, because earlier on in past seasons, you know, it seemed like that was a problem. That was an issue. And Jerome had to have him out, but he does have respect from that team right there. So I think that's dope. And I really am liking Leon. But guys, I'm loving this show. I think it's fantastic. And I can't wait to see more. And that is going to conclude my brief recap of season 5 of Snowfall episodes 1, 2, 3. And so if you want me to start covering this each week, please let me know. And I would be more than happy to. And so thank you very much. I do appreciate that.